What's up, guys? How's it going? It's Matt here. So today I'm going on a little hike. Nice beautiful day, autumn day out here. The leaves are a great color. It's just almost peak color, which is always a great time of year. A little cooler out, but what are we going to do today, guys? I'm going to take you on my hike and we're going to talk about bug out stuff. Escape and evasion, bug out, all that fun stuff. Yeah, it'll be great. So why don't you come along with me, guys? So I'm going to go over some personal philosophies and tips and ideas, and I'll go over my bag and everything that I carry with me all the time. I haven't opened this in months. I mean, it's pretty much set, and I keep it in my car most of the time. So we'll see, guys. I'll go through it. I'll talk about some stuff with you. Why don't you come along with me, guys? So I'm finally off the main trail. So the place I go, like I said, this is a 5-mile hike for me today. The place I go is actually a wildlife refuge out here. And this part, it's got multiple trails on it. The main trail is a gravel trail, and most people are on that, the runners, the dog walkers, all those people. And there's a couple of other trails along the way. It's called the crosscut and the tree identification trail. It actually has like stuff labeled. But about a half mile after you start, you come to this little turn off to the Tunx's Trail. That's where I go. Now I come here because, one, you never see anyone else here. This is a 5-mile trail. It's actually goes around the whole state. This entire trail goes around the state. The Tunx's Trail. I'm not sure exactly the distance of it, but the part that I take, it goes back into the refugee. It's about a 5-mile trip. So if I want to do 10 miles one day, I'll just do 2 laps around. So, but only got a couple hours today, so I'm just taking the 5-mile trip. So stripped off my layer, my warming layer. It's important to keep your core temperature at a certain time, or a certain temperature. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But here we are, guys. Beautiful fall hike, no one around, just me and you. Alright, so I did a little bit of bushwhacking. So the main trail is actually about a 1/4 mile up that way. So I know this area, guys. I come out here. I've been coming here over here for over a year. I mean, I love this area. It's beautiful out here. It's nice and open and stuff like that. And so I wanted to go over what I carry with me on a daily basis. But first I want to talk a little bit about bug out. So all these people say different things about bug outs. They think it's like a survival thing, or you got to go out and survive on the land and stuff like that. And some people say that's what it is. So what bug out really is, guys, is it is the initial evasion. That's the best way to explain it. The initial evasion. Or it's the traveling in between objectives if you're, say, in a Red Dawn situation and you're using guerrilla tactics, all right? So basically what you're trying to do in a bug out is you're trying to move as quickly as you possibly can away from the situation that is going on, trying to get to your bug out location, to your safe house, whatever you want to call it. That's what bug out is, guys. So all these people go out there and they talk about you got to carry a 100-pound pack or 70-pound pack full of this, full of that, full of this, full of that. And you look at them and you're like, dude, first you should probably lose a little bit of weight before you go out and do that, because that pack, you won't be able to move very fast with it. And the entire point of bug out is to, acorns are falling on me. The entire part of bug out is trying to move as fast as you possibly can away from the situation. So you want to travel light, and it's going to be very quick, right? So you're going to try to get to point A to point B as fast as you possibly can. So let's go over the stuff that I carry every day. All right. So first, what I want to talk about is your footwear, guys. Footwear is important. These are my old ICBs, Danner ICBs, infantry combat boots. These are actually the insulated boots. Partially water resistance, but I actually go to Walmart and I get like a silicone spray and I spray them on to make them a lot more water resistant. Important, guys, you need load bearing boots, which means you need extra cushioning. Some people go and get like the 511 tactical shoes, and yeah, they look cool and they're small, but they're not exactly good set for traveling long distance. Another part that I want to talk about is clothing, guys. You want to wear something that partially blends into your environment. So if right now we're in a rule of law situation, you know, there's nothing really going on or anything like that, so there's all people traveling the trails and stuff like that, so you don't want to go out on a trail. Like right now, this is how I dress every time I go hiking, right? I know the area, guys. I know the area. I know the terrain. There's a lot of rocks. There's a lot of stuff like that. So I dress the way how I want it, so the way that'll kind of fit into it. So yes, I'm wearing black. I'm not a huge fan of wearing black, but it's a little cooler today, so I'm wearing that today. Now, if it's a WROL situation or shit hits fan situation, you will probably want to be blending in a lot more, so you might want to go with some sort of camouflage, whether it's Cryptek, which is my favorite camouflage, which is just amazing. I mean, it's an amazing pattern. So I'll see if I could show you here in a minute. But you're probably going to want some sort of camouflage if you want to blend in, because you're trying to evade and move as quickly as you can, guys. All right, so clothing, something that partially blends into the environment. All right, so now let's switch over to the gear that I'm carrying. Here it is, guys, my gear, what I carry every time bug out. This is my bug out bag. It is a bag with a 2-quart or 2-liter Camelback actually in the back. I actually need to get a new bladder. It's leaking a little bit, so that's one thing I need to take a note of. But this is stuff I carry in my everyday bug out bag, get home bag, whatever you want to call it, evasion bag. All right, so here it is, guys. So the time of year, you want to change things the time of year. I have underlayers, right? Underwear layers for warmth. I have my old neck gaiter from when I was in Arizona Army National Guard, old beanie from when I was in Arizona Army National Guard. Gloves, yes, they don't blend into the environment, but the reason I have these gloves, guys, is even on days like today when it's like 40 degrees, 50 degrees, your hands can get cold. And if you're in a situation and you need to use your hands or you need to fire your weapon, you need your fingers to work properly. So some sort of gloves. These are my old work gloves. All right, then I have a beanie. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the ACU pattern. That's why I was in the Arizona Army National Guard. But it's there. It's a little extra something if it's a little sunnier day. I have a little beanie to take care of that. Then I have my maps of the areas, right? I just got hit by an acorn. My maps of the area, all right? So I actually have this map of the area that I'm in right now. And I always have a compass, guys. Always have a compass on me. And most importantly, know how to use the compass. All right, so first aid, big deal. I make my own first aid kits, guys. I take them with me. I always carry extra wrap, all right? So this is for like ankles, stuff like that. That's why I carry these guys. But this is first aid kit you want to carry. Stuff like antibiotic ointment, that bacitration, that type of thing, wet wipes, all that stuff that's in there. Wet wipes you can also use for bathroom times, right? I actually don't have toilet paper in here today because a little while ago I was actually had to use it. I forgot to put a new one back into it. That's okay, I got wet wipes. This is temporary. All right, and yes, batteries for your flashlight. So my actual big flashlight is actually not here right now. Again, not here. I haven't touched this bag in a while, and I left my good flashlight at home. But I'm learning every time I'm every time you come out here, I learn something new. So 550 cord. There's a lot of different uses you could carry for it. Then you have my little fire starting kit. I don't know if you can see it. I have lint and stuff like that, dryer lint, which is great for fire starting. All right. And part of that comes with this. I have lighters with waterproof matches that are in here. Now, you notice everything is in plastic, right? Water resistance, guys. You need water resistance. All right, so this is my quick little survival bag. For this time of year, this is perfect. I've got a thick survival blanket in here that I kind of boxed up nice and good. I actually haven't fully pulled it out yet because I go through these a lot. And it is great. They're cheap and they work. Like right now, it's perfect for this type of temperature. And these water purification tablets, all right? So I got 2 sets of them. But guys, they expire. So check the expiration dates. These are new, so I know they're good. I've had them for a couple months, so they're good. Now, my others, yes, everyone says knife, saw. This is my little bush knife. Bush knife. Here you go, guys. My little bush knife. Not the best knife in the world, but it works. Okay, it gets the job done. A little Coleman. And yep, you got it. Extra ammunition. Because I've told you several times, every day I carry. Right. So there you have it. That's what's in my bug out bag, get home bag, whatever you want to call it. So this is everything that I carry with me on a daily basis when I'm going out for types of things. And like I said, I need to get a little bit of toilet paper. You know, maybe that might help out a little bit. But you got to update it. If it starts getting colder, you put more layers on it. So you saw me with my sweatshirt. I actually have that attached to my bag. 550 cord works great. because you want to keep your core temperature at a certain time, because you don't want to get too cold, but you don't want to sweat too much either, right? You want to keep your body at a good position, at a good temperature. And why? Because when it gets colder at night, you don't want to go into hypothermia, right? All right, so that's that guy. That's what I carry on me on a daily basis. Now, what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Now, if this was a WROL situation, so, you know, I have family at home. My job is actually, my plan is actually bug in. It's to get home as quickly as I can to my bug-in location. This state, unfortunately, doesn't have many open areas or places that you can go to do that. You have places like this, but it is state run, and people coming in and out here all the time, so you can't set up caches, you can't set up all the other stuff that a lot of people want to do. And there's no way in hell I'd ever leave my family home alone during any type of crisis, right? So my job is to bug in and to stay home, as that's my plan for everything. So this mainly is if I'm trying to get home, or if shit has already hit the fan, without roll have already come, you've already bugged out if you're a bug out location, and you're, say it's a Red Dawn situation and you're trying to do guerrilla tactics, right? You need to move to and from your different positions. So this is what you're going to want to carry, light and ready. And on top, I would also have my long gun, my 308. Now I could take my 12 gauge, but I'd rather have a 308. One, it has a scope on it, which is great, and 12 gauge is limited range, guys. So I want to be, I want to avoid any type of conflict, right? If I am traveling from one place to another, especially if you're alone. Remember, guys, I was on the end of the taking Iraq. I was part of the force that went in there and took over, so I know what to look for and what any other forces would be looking for, right? So single person walking around with a rifle, not a good idea. So you don't want to get seen. Now, if you have a squad or a platoon size element that you've been working on over time, you've been practicing, then yes, you'll be traveling heavy and you'll be out there doing patrol formations, going around trying to hit objectives as quickly as you can and get the hell out as quickly as you can. All right, so remember, guys, carry what you need to survive overnight. That's all it is. A bug out is for overnight, unless you have a 3-day bug out location you want to go and carry for 3 days worth of stuff. I'm telling you, by the time you get there, you're going to be exhausted. All right, so here it is, guys. So now I'm going to get back to the trail because I only got a couple hours before I get to get home. So, guys, you also need to know your AO, your area of operations, which means where you live, the areas that you live, the places you can hide, places you can go, the places you can dig in for the night. You need to know those areas, guys. So if you have a route and you have a plan, you need to get out there on that plan, and you need to get out there on that route, and you have to see everything firsthand and understand stuff. Like me, if I needed to evade quickly, this is where I would come, because I know this area like the back of my hands, because I come out here so many times. I've come out here all the time. So I know the spots where I could dig in. I know the spots where I'm hidden from the eyes of other people, right? But remember, guys, know your area, know the people, and don't give up, right? All right, guys, so remember this when it comes to bugging out. Bugging out is fast. Bugging out is quick, which means you need to be light and you need to be able to move quickly, right? So one, you need to be in shape. So all the preppers out there that say they're preppers and you have all kinds of stores, and that's great, you have all the stores, you have the ammunition, you have everything you need. But if you're out of shape, none of that will make a difference, guys, right? So remember, bugging out is fast and light. You have to keep yourself in good shape, all right? So now, the other thing I wanted to talk about, this was as an occupational forces. As you guys know, I did 2 tours in Iraq in the Marine Corps as the occupational force in Iraq. One thing that any occupational forces are going to be looking for is small groups of men and single men carrying weapons or having bulges in their shirts and stuff like that. So remember, guys, if you are alone and you are trying to escape and evade, you need to be quiet, you need to be off the grid, and you need to be doing everything you can to not be caught, right? So move quickly, move quietly. Depending on the time of the year, you might want to move at night, right? But during the day, you don't want to stand around in one place for too long. If you have a very long bug out location that's very far away, you might just want to push and push until you get there as quickly as you can. Because the longer you stay in the populated areas, higher chance it will be that you will be detained, put in camps, or killed. So you want to move quickly, and you want to be on the move as quickly as you can to survive the initial attack or the initial situation, whatever it is. All right, guys. So with that in mind, after the initial, everything's done, get intel, guys. You need to go and do recon. If you're in a bug out location, you need to know what's around in your area, right? You need to know where the friendlies are. You need to know where the enemies are. You also need to have a community, a prepping community, people that will help you out, or people that have specific tasks. Like if you don't know how to do woodwork, you need to know someone that's a carpenter so they can help you out doing woodwork, you know what I mean, for your defenses. So keep all that stuff in mind, guys. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like this and you want to see more like it, like, share, subscribe, and remember, it's our responsibility to take care of each other and to protect each other, and with rule of law or without rule of law too. Peace.